Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Trials to Triumph. I'm so glad to be with you again. I'm Pastor Brad Closter from the Rock Church in Bel Air, Michigan. Thank you for joining me. I hope that these times that we have together continue to be a help and a blessing to you. And if nothing else, I'm glad that you're putting up with me for this amount of time. So I appreciate that, and may this be a blessing. That's my hope. That's my prayer, that this in some way is blessing your life and bring you strength and encouragement for the day that you're living in. So leave me a comment, do something on there, share this so that we know that you're there, and that would be greatly appreciated. We're talking about faith, and we're talking about receiving faith, and we're talking about how we get faith. We know that God brings each and every person a measure of faith. We know that's true, so every one of us has faith. We know that we can get faith also by hearing the Word of God. And we know that we can get faith also when we use what we've got. But there's one more thing I want to talk to you about how you can get or increase or strengthen your faith, because I just want to cover all of these topics here to be sure that you have the tools that you need to have the faith that you need to overcome this life. And so go back and listen to these and get these points, really write them down if you have to and get them in you, because I want you to have these so that you know you don't feel helpless. I hate feeling helpless. I want to give you the tools that you need to be able to make it. So the point I want to talk to you about tonight is that faith comes when you witness it in action. And I love this part. I think of this account in John chapter 9 where Jesus has healed a blind man. And the man was blind from birth, and there was a big debate after he was healed about should he have done this on this day, and who sinned who to make this guy blind. And they're asking Jesus all these questions. They're asking the family and this guy all these questions. And I love what this guy says. John chapter 9, verse 25. And the Pharisees were asking this man, well, this guy's got to be a sinner, Jesus, referring to Jesus, because of all the stuff that he did it the wrong way, and all this stuff. And it's like, this guy was like, I think you're missing the point. And I love how he responded to all of their questioning and all of their interrogation. And he answered and said, whether he is a sinner or not, I do not know. But one thing I know, that though I was blind, now I see. I love that because it's just simple faith. It's not trying to overcomplicate it. It's not trying to make an issue out of something that is no issue. It's just simply saying, I have seen the goodness of God in my life, and I believe if he did it for me, he can do it again. And that is exactly what I'm talking about. When you watch faith in action, when you watch somebody believe for something and it comes to pass, when you watch somebody whose their faith is on this, and they get healed and they get delivered and they get set free. I love it. One of the great things I get to watch as a pastor is I get to watch people's lives be changed. And many of you watching me tonight have been even products of the investment that we have made in the Word of God and prayer and fasting for you. And it's shown up in the change that it's happened in your life. And that builds my faith. Watching God work in you changes me, and it increases my faith, because it says, see, what you're doing is working. What you're doing is not for nothing. What you're doing is accomplishing something. And I love that, and I love the encouragement that we get when we see faith accomplishing something in someone's life. And so the Bible also talks about how you and I can encourage each other in our walk with God. And there's a place for encouraging words and just helping somebody and giving them a good word and helping them, hear the words that they need to hear and telling them they can make it and they're going to be okay. And, there's a place for that. But you know what is another great way to encourage each other is by demonstrating a life lived in faith. when you demonstrate, let me watch you fight this battle. Let me watch you endure this hardship. Let me watch you make it through this situation in life and come through the other side and not even smell like you've been in the furnace and you don't even smell like smoke. You know, there's those sorts of things that I get great encouragement from, and I think you probably do too, is watching someone come through the other side of their trial, get into the triumph part of life, and say, if God can do that for them, God can do it for me. And that's really what my focus is here tonight, is I want you to see, just like this blind man, or the former blind man, I should say, let's not overcomplicate it. Listen, I don't know all the intricacies of how this all works, but here's what I do know. I was blind, but now I see. That is so incredibly simple yet insightful. It takes away all the complications of if God can, I don't know how, but God is going to do this. And see, that is an encouragement for us. That can be encouragement for you, for me, for everybody else who's around us. Because when we see faith working in someone else's life, it's amazing what it does for us. So let me challenge you. Find somebody, be around somebody who's going to challenge your faith, because you know they're walking by faith and they're living by faith, and there's things that they're believing for that are going to come to pass, and you're going to get to watch it, and it's going to bring you strength and encouragement along the way. I love these talks that we have together. I hope that they're helpful for you. Time always goes by so quickly, but let me just challenge you. Get as much faith and strengthen your faith as much as you can, because God has great things in store for you and the rest of your life. Hey, thanks for joining me. We'll see you again next week on Trials to Triumph.